Hello everybody, Grizzly Pig here. Welcome to today's episode. We are in Star Citizen and in Lorville. We're at the ship shop New Deal and we're going to spend some more mega bucks today. And we're going to buy this total beast of a ship, the Aegis Reclaimer, for just over 30 million AUEC. We're going to be taking a look around the ship and also seeing if it can fight in combat missions. So let's go ahead and buy this bad boy. I am going to be comparing this today to the 890 Jump, and that will become apparent why I'm doing that as we have a look around the ship and talk about it. While I'm here, I'm also going to grab this M50 Interceptor, and that's going to leave me nearly broke. I want to test this out in the future. It's a light fighter, it's got 2 guns on it, it's super fast. I think that's going to be really cool. Anyway, let's send the Reclaimer up. Doesn't look that big from right where I'm standing now, but you're about to find out that's just because it's far away. As we get closer, you're going to see it's an absolute behemoth. It stands on these 4 legs here, and most of the ship is actually quite high off the ground. It looks like a bit of a chore to get onto, but the main elevator is at the back of the ship right in front of us here, so we're just going to call that and go up. There's 5 levels to check out, and we are going to have a look at all of them very quickly. If you're not interested in the ship tour, then just skip ahead. I will timestamp this video. But I will be showing you all the other ways you can get onto this ship, as well as how to access the main manned turret. So let's get on here and start having a look around. So this ship's primary use is actually salvaging. It's an industrial ship, the most expensive in its class for salvaging. Although we won't be salvaging today, I will show you the things relevant to working your way around this ship from a salvaging perspective as well. So you can see there's quite a number of floors, but really most of them are just cargo areas, to be honest with you. So let's go to the first one here. This is the salvaging balcony, and this overlooks the main salvaging work area there. So that's 1 floor. That doesn't really seem to have much of a use other than just looking down into this area here now, which is the salvaging processing floor. And you can see there are 2 SCU terminals on the right and the left. This is where you print your boxes as you are salvaging. Me and the boys did actually borrow one of these and try it out, and I was the guy in that room printing the boxes. It is not a solo ship as far as salvaging is concerned, that's for sure. You will need 3 or 4 people for that, ideally. So now before the main floor, we're going to check out the 2 other floors here, which are basically cargo areas. One is the main cargo hold and another is the salvage hold. But effectively, they are both just empty areas. Each have their own rear access at the back of the ship for easy unloading. So now we're on the Habs floor here, and you can see once you get off the elevator, we have docking collars to the right and to the left, and these are one of the quicker ways to exit the ship. So there you have another way to get in and out. So moving on to the next area as we head towards the front of the ship, we have on our left here the crew rest area with the beds here, and there is some storage in here as well. And on the other side we have the captain's office right here. So if you're in trouble with HR, this is where you will come. So let's head to the next area. This is the main canteen, which is a big fat waste of space and quite annoying to have to run round right there. But it's not the end of the world, we'll just deal with that. And going to the front again here, inside this central area, we have the drone control room. This is not currently in the game, this game loop right now, but that's where you will access the drones when that is in the game. And there on the right, we have the warp drive, looking very cool, and some ladder access to the floor below. In the middle here, this ladder goes up to our main man turret, housing 2 S5 Galderines. But now we're going to go to the bridge where all the business happens. At the front on the left, take this elevator down to the main bridge lobby area. As you exit the elevator, the door to the cockpit is straight ahead of you. But first, before we do that, I'm going to show you how to access this room from outside the ship. So as you can see right now, we're looking at the front. Check out that beastly crunching jaw, that's absolutely mega. So on the starboard side, you can see this light on the floor. If we look above, we can call the elevator. You might have to hold F to do this. It can be a little bit buggy. You're going to see that this is the most narrow elevator you've ever seen in your life. It's almost like they put this elevator in retrospectively and they didn't have much room to fit it in. I know this ship has had a rework recently, but I cannot really speak to any of the changes that they have made because it's been a long time since I've been on this ship before. So there you have it. We're back in the room now and we're going to take the door to the cockpit, and to our right and left we have access to the salvaging chairs, so 2 crew members can perform salvaging at once. We have the co-pilot seat on the right there, and this is the captain's seat. We're going to get in this as we are about to take this out for a spin. Let's have a little eyeball around this ship and check it out. So you can see it is very much comparable in size to the 890 Jump, but does look very different. This is an industrial looking ship. This is not built for luxury at all. So we're going to take our coolers offline now and pump power into everything. That should allow us to power our thrusters, our shields and our guns. So you can see on the pilot seat we have access to 2 twin turrets. Each one of those has size 3 guns. You get given Panthers. We're going to take this out and use this with the Panthers. I'm not going to bore you with the DPS calculator today, as I'm pretty much using the stock loadout. I think I might have taken some guns off the remote turrets to give me a longer fire time on my Panthers. So let's take this out to a potential security threat orange mission, 135k reward. And you can see already we have got ourselves an ace pilot. And this is a neutralized target mission. So lots of ships around us we're going to be tanking. They're all going to be hitting us. But we have 7 PDCs on this ship and we're going to let them do pretty much most of the work. This ship obviously is very bad at pitching and yawing. I'm going to be using my thrusters to increase that speed where I can while just pretty much staying put most of the time. So we're going to be a bit of a sitting duck, but hopefully we can tank it. One of our shields is already down. That's not great, but hopefully we'll be all right. So already I think this ship on paper is better than the 890 Jump for combat. I know the 890 Jump, that's not its primary use, but nor is it for the Reclaimer either, let's not forget. The 890 Jump also has 7 PDCs, but it does not have access to any pilot control guns. So ace pilot down right there. The PDCs were able to get the soft kill quite nicely. I didn't really have to do anything. So we took the elevator from the bridge to get out of the ship here, and we're going to go over and loot this guy and see what he's got for us. Hopefully our ship doesn't blow up in the meantime. So I have to say, in my previous video where I talk about these missions, I did state that you don't get a medal every time. Well, pretty much 100% of the time I seem to be getting medals now. So let's take the loot off him. I take the helmet, the gun, the scripts and the medal. Get back in the elevator. This is actually very buggy. You can actually just get on via the docking collar if you have any issues with that. And it seems while we were out the ship that the PDCs took care of most of the little ships, and all we have left to deal with now is this Mercury. This is actually a very annoying ship to take down. It has quite a large shield and is very tanky. While we're fighting it, we'll talk about gimbal modes. Oh, I've just hit an asteroid right there and caused myself some damage. So don't be like me and do that. So we are now red on both of our arms. I did have a knock earlier on the left as well. So fixed gimbal mode, just not going to be great in this thing. However, free gimbal mode and zoomed mode are absolutely amazing on this when they are working. I say that because I have experienced 2 bugs with this, and I'll explain them. One of you can see, and I have had to deal with it already so far. And that is that when you are in free gimbal mode, not in zoomed mode, you don't actually get a gimbal marker. You have to do a bit of guesswork as to where your bullets are going to land. But that's not so bad in a ship like this, really, because most of the ships are going to be targeted by the PDCs. If we really wanted to, we could get away with only targeting the bigger ships like this here, where the PDCs, they don't target these kinds of ships. And at that point, you can just choose, like what I'm doing now, to go into the zoomed mode here. And what's interesting about being in zoomed is that where your reticle is pointing is exactly where the bullets will land. You can see your reticle is the gimbal marker. Another bug I've experienced is where when I go into free gimbal mode, the reticle still stays in the center of the screen. You have kind of an invisible mouse where when you fire you can see where the gimbal would be going to. But again, you have a bit of guesswork there. You can see where the bullets are flying. So that's another bug. They're a little bit annoying, but we can work with them. So as you can see, this ship is taking quite a long time to get down. This is actually quite normal for this ship. I find it to be one of the most tanky ships in these missions. The place to hit this ship that I find the best is on the underbelly at the back. We're going to try our best to do that, although we're not very manoeuvrable, so we don't really have the luxury of always choosing where we want to hit. I think this is a relatively recent addition to these missions, probably a couple of patches ago, and no joke, the first time I was fighting one of these in my Corsair, it took me about 10 minutes to take the damn thing down. Ask Bobby if you don't believe me, he was watching. Anyway, it's a bloody good thing that we've had an ace pilot so far on this mission, because this is definitely not worth the money, but at least this thing absolutely sucks at doing damage back to us. And we are making progress. We've got the back shield down and we've got some red damage there as well on the back end, so we're definitely getting there. I might have another look at this ship in the DPS calculator and see if it's worth buying. I do remember checking it out one time and thinking it's not got very good firepower, so it might just not be worth doing. Certainly looks impressive in these missions, at least from a tanking perspective. I'm not really in a position to think about buying ships at the minute though. I need to sell some medals and stuff because we are broke. I do always have Discord open on my second screen on the Market Street tab of the Star Citizen official Discord, ready for any potential customers. Definitely recommend that, best place to buy and sell. And there we go, we got the Mercury down finally. Let's head over to the next objective, and this is not one I'm looking forward to, but we have got ourselves another ace pilot. So although this ship absolutely sucks at the search for the beacons objective, this has been all worth it. 2 ace pilots in one mission. Absolutely nuts. And we're just going to let the PDCs do all the work and see if they can soft kill the Hornet. We're in F4 mode right now so that we can keep our top side facing the Hornet, because we have most of our PDCs on the top side, I believe. I'm definitely loving this ship so far. If you can put up with the sluggishness and don't mind the rigidity, then this is the ship for you. Slow and steady wins the race. So there we go, a nice soft kill secured, totally carried by our PDCs on the ace pilot right there. So we're going to get out, head over to him and see what he's got for us. And speaking of the marketplace in Discord, I have actually just received a message from a guy who wants to buy a medal off me. He wants to buy a Teverin, just one. So before I complete the rest of this mission, I'm going to head over there to get that to him. We're just going to do a little test here quickly. We're going to try and see if we can glitch the ace pilot through the cockpit window right here. You can actually do this with the Corsair and the Shiv as well. I don't know whether you can do it in the Cutlass. Maybe you can, because it's very similar to the Shiv. It didn't work with this, unfortunately. We're not going to deduct any points from the ship because of it though. So out the elevator and straight over to the body, and let's see what he's got for us before we head over to our guy. And you're not going to believe it, this guy has given us a Teverin medal. So I don't even need to go back to Tresla where I store all my medals. I can just go straight to our guy and meet him. I always offer to meet with people wherever they want. I just want to remove friction from the trade there. Hopefully that gets me more business. He wants to meet at New Babbage. So here we are. We're going to grab a hangar and we're going to head over to his hangar. And as you can see, we're jumping out of the docking collar and we killed ourselves. So watch out for that one. Taking the quick route is not always the best way. So as we're in New Babbage, how to take the train back from the medical clinic. Unfortunately, I've just missed this train. What a bummer. Have to wait nearly a minute for another one. Luckily, like pretty much everyone I've dealt with in Star Citizen on the Market Street, they have got patience in abundance and he is prepared to wait another 3 minutes for me. So here we are in his hangar. He's got a box for me. I'm going to chuck the medal in there for him. He's going to pay me. I'll also give him the scripts I got off the ace pilots as well to sweeten the deal. So 4 million for that medal. Thank you very much, my friend. Give him a little cheer and on our way. And before we head back out, another guy messaged me. He wants to buy 5 UEE medals off me for 4 mil each. So that's going to be 20 mil. So we're not broke anymore. Let's hop onto his constellation here. Maybe we can get a Mercury after all. I don't know, guys. What do you think I should buy next? I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, up the elevator we go. We're meeting our guy and he is very happy to see me. We're going to use one of his storage boxes in this ship here to stick our medals in for him. Let's give him a little cheer. It's the only emote I know. And let's get this deal done so we can get back to doing our missions. So there you go, sir. 5 UEE medals just for you. And now we get paid. Wicklow Polaris, just around the corner, I'm sure. So after we bought the Reclaimer and the Interceptor at the start of our journey here, that actually knocked us down to about 4 million. So it's nice that we're up to nearly 25 million. I know this is a bit rude, not proper etiquette, but I've just killed myself so I can go back to Tresla and we can get back to our mission. So one thing I don't like about any ship of this size is that when you call it at a station, you're usually going to get given one of the docking ports. Run, Forest, run all the way back to the bridge. We're going to press Alt and N to uncouple from the docking sleeve. Sometimes this is actually a bit buggy and doesn't actually work at all. But right now we're in luck. Another thing you have to be careful of, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, but when you do uncouple, just take it slow because you can take damage from the docking sleeve there if you hit it. And when you're doing combat missions, that's not a good thing. Let's go back and we're going to search out for all of these beacons and destroy them all. As I mentioned, this really is a chore in a ship of this size, as it is so damn slow. So that's the first one down. And number 2, pretty easy to take them out. Certainly a lot better than doing it on the jump. Now on to the third one. And I don't think I'm going to be able to take this out quite quick enough before I overshoot it. So let's turn around and hit it again. Bit tricky without our gimbal marker, but now we're on the last one and we managed to get by. Not really a problem at all. Easy peasy because I'm better at this than my Aunt Pat is at bingo. So if I'm not mistaken, we should have one final objective left to do. And you're not going to believe this, we have a protect the ship mission with an ace pilot in it. That is 3 out of 3 objectives there, each one all having ace pilots in. Unbelievable. Cannot believe my luck. We're not out of the clear yet though, because with these protect missions, if you don't get the pilot down quick enough and the protection ship is destroyed, then you will not be able to get the medal off the body. The ace pilot will escape and that will be it for you. So we were able to soft kill it as well, so that's really nice. Let's rush over there and go and loot it as quick as we can. I don't think I've ever had 3 ace pilots in a mission before. This is absolutely amazing. In the current market, that's an easy 12 million for me just in medals. The helmets I also sell for 500,000 each as well at the minute, so that's an extra 2 million right there also. We gave us a UEE medal, and I'm also going to grab the usual other stuff I take as well. Our ship hasn't blown up, so that's really nice. I have repaired it though when I went back to the station to do my trading. We are very red on our back end, so once I complete this mission, I will go back and repair again. Hopefully we can get our shield back up and we're going to be safe from at least the laser repeaters on these ships that are left to clean up now. We've only got a couple of ships to take down here. It looks like we've got more than we have because some of these red markers here are actually ships that have already been destroyed but not totaled. These cutlasses can be very annoying, but they're actually very easy to take out, so definitely do that because they can be rocking ballistics and we don't want to be getting hit by them because they penetrate our shields, of course. This staff area here, this really should be our primary target because the PDCs will not attack ships larger than heavy fighters. These are not that tanky though, so it shouldn't be too hard to take out once we do get our gimbal on him. It looks like he's just going kaboom on his own though. Don't know whether he hit a bit of space debris or something like that. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap this video right up there. I'm not going to do any more missions. I'm sure this can do the Flight Gauntlet Scenario 6 pretty easily. Maybe even number 7 with a hammerhead. I can't score this ship for salvaging. I'm sure it's top tier, but just for combat, this is getting a solid 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10 even. It's a little bit sluggish, but anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you found this interesting, and I'll catch you all next time.